Thank you for joining me. This is Stacey with Shout Out. Let's talk about it. Um, Now, I don't want anybody to get offended in any type of way whatsoever, but I'm just going to just keep the truth where it's at. I know a lot of people is coming down on Diddy, and I want to just be honest with you. When I never liked Diddy at first. I didn't like him. I started liking Diddy when I seen the dragon. When everybody started dragging him for what he was doing, this, that, and the third. After the release of the Cassie situation. However, I'm going to get into Huge Hefner because it's very important that we look at the difference. And I understand it's different time and things are more public and we have more videos and there's cameras everywhere. But I'm going to bring you into a life of Hugh Hefner that was never sentenced for anything that he did. Now, for any victim that feels victimized, I truly hope that you find some serenity within yourself. Um, uh, and I apologize for this, but I'm tired of everybody just dragging this man. This shit is bigger than him. He got involved with it because it was introduced to him. This has been going on forever. So it pisses me off that the federal government now decides just before the election or around the time of the election, because pay attention, everybody started getting in it. It's the Young Thug trial. It's the Diddy situation. Uh, it's total distraction. But this is not to defend him for if there's things that he has done. See, I have to say if because it's all alleged until proven guilty in court. You're supposed to be innocent until then. I suppose that the federal government feels, or they have so much on him that they're holding him. And I'm not saying he's never done anything for me. I'm not saying that none of this stuff possibly cannot be true. What I hate is that everybody is dragging this man instead of trying to help him. I'm not talking about the victims. Of course, they're not going to do that, but I'm talking about the entire rest of the internet. So busy talking, teeth to till, you get on my goddamn nerves because I like you, but I don't like you because you just go so hard. Like, you just got to be on top. You want to do what Tasha K did when it came to R. Kelly. The thing is that R. Kelly was involved, and I'm still this. I still listen to R. Kelly stuff. Shoot, but the difference was his money wasn't as long with Diddy, I suppose. They're all doing it. This is what's pissing me off with the internet. Everybody that got money done had these. Now I'm gonna get into this with I'm gonna start talking about this. So without further ado, I'm going to just bring in a video of Hugh Hefner, just for a prime example of a man that never went to jail and that was doing this right in our face. FBI's knew it. Everybody knew it because everybody was involved. So I'm going to give a little briefing of, I believe, his first wife that's speaking on some things. But I'm going to do a series of these over and over again. So without further ado, let's get into it.
All-American girl, and I fit the role.
From the outside looking in, Sandra Theodore's life with Hugh Hefner was a fairy tale. Glamour, parties, with a real-life Prince Charming.
He had all the trappings. He had charm. Charm. He was such a charming man.
Before the fairy tale was dashed, describe the trappings. What did the fairy tale consist of?
Well, first of all, there was the castle. He showed me romantic movies, and he played the part. And I was wrapped up in the fact that he told me that we were having children and we'd be together forever. And I believed him.
But behind the gates, inside the Playboy Mansion, Sandra says she felt imprisoned in a cycle of emotional abuse, manipulation, and drugs.
As the years went on, little things started scaring me about him, like, how could he be like this? How could I love a man like this?
Hugh Hefner. Open
Now you heard that. Manipulation and a lot of drugs. This is nothing new. It's just weird, because this is how I'm feeling. If Cassie and Diddy did their situation behind the scene, although it was in the public where you can just Google it, because I have reports as well. She wanted money for this, and everybody on the internet, especially Tisa Tills, y'all. I mean, she just be going hard. Like, it's like, where is everybody's heart? And I'm not talking about like Jag and everybody else that's been through things. That's their stuff. I'm talking about the people that haven't been through nothing with him. And she runs around here like she just hate everybody. I guess that's what you got to do and act just to get views. But without further ado, let's get back into this right here, because this is very important. But I needed to stop that because I needed you to hear what was said.
Opened the door for the sexual revolution, I will agree.
He represents, for this woman here, freedom. But Playboy has its dark side.
There was a secret world. Playboy was all about powerful men preying on beautiful young women.
Sandra's story and that of many other former playmates and bunnies, colleagues and friends, part of a new docuseries from A&E, Secrets of Playboy, re-examining the controversial legacy of Hugh Hefner, who died in 2017.
I really wasn't aware of the bigger allegations that are in this series when I began my research. I was really just wanting to ask the women of Playboy to talk to me about their experiences in a really open, honest way. When you talk about the legacy of Playboy, it's really mixed. And I wanted to be very honest about that, because Playboy was a progressive beacon from the 50s onwards.
At that point in time, I wasn't interested in marriage, but I was interested in Playboy Enterprises because women were taking their power. They were in command of themselves. So I thought, well, wow.
Playboy changed the world. It opened up the sexual revolution to be talked about, and it brought women to the forefront to explore that sexuality.
Jonathan Baker, a Hollywood director and longtime friend of Hefner, is also featured in the series.
Because of the platform that was opened up to the world, women had more opportunity.
My bunny name was Bunny Jackie, and I started working at Playboy in 1967 for 11 and a half years. We definitely got paid well, and I bought a car and I lived the way I wanted to.
Playboy was the place where a lot of people of color got great opportunities on television, in the magazine, in the clubs that were not being offered anywhere else. I didn't want to gloss over that. And I also wanted to notice how possible it is that there can be an entity that is this great progressive beacon that's also covering up a lot of darkness. Sandra Theodore is the interview that changed everything for me. And she's the reason that we will completely reframe how we see Hefner in Playboy.
Theodore and Hefner dated for 5 years. She was a playmate and centerfold, but she says as the years went on, the control became overwhelming.
I was followed in the beginning and later. I could not be out having an evening for myself. I didn't have my own money. He kept me away from other people. When we would go out together, we were treated like royalty. So that kept me thinking, okay, well, if everyone thinks he's so wonderful, then it must be me.
Life with Hefner, she says, pushed to a breaking point.
The drugs fueled how many people you could get in your bed. And then all of a sudden there's 3 of us. And 3 girls became 5. And it got ridiculous up there. He twisted my mind so much that if I loved him, that proved how much I loved him.
And so what do you think about what was happening back then? There was so much drugs. Were the women always able to give consent?
No. And even when they didn't, some things continued.
You also describe him as being a voyeur, and there were times when other men were brought into the situation. Did you, in your mind, give consent to having sex with those other men?
No, I hated it. I never wanted any of that.
There was no coercion. There were no one was feeding these girls drugs. Yeah.
He's lying. I don't know who he is, but he's straight up lying, okay? It was industry people, it was businessmen, royalty, it was a lot of people. I remember when I was a young girl, I used to hear my mother and father speak about certain things. There's things that at 10 years old, he took a naked picture of Brooke Shield with some lipstick on in a Playboy magazine. This was in front of people's eyes for years. So the fact that they have Puffy locked up for the same stuff that's been going on, that's going to still go on by the tycoon up there, by the Illuminatis, by everybody that is bigger. So when he adapted to this lifestyle, and it's kind of similar, only difference is it was music, and I didn't even know he had his hands in movies and stuff like that, or, I didn't know that. I had no clue until this trial started. But it's a sin and a shame that we sit back, and this is, yes, and I'm going to say it, there has been white men doing this for years, black men doing this for years. When you have money, do you think half of these celebrities, this is all new to us. We're all finding this out, but they knew about this type of behavior a long time ago. Let's get back into it.
In the 70s, there were Quaaludes. They were there, but they weren't being forced down people's throats. Were there orgies? Yes, there were. Everybody participated. I was very conservative. I didn't participate in those acts.
When you talk about Playboy, we all kind of enjoyed that fact in a tongue-in-cheek way that, what happens at the mansion stays at the mansion, like Vegas, there's an aspect of consent. And I kept struggling with that as I was reporting this. Where is the abuse if you've consented? Where does the line begin? When you start to talk about someone like Hef, and he's slowly bringing the women in around him into these extreme sexual acts, you realize that it's not about consent anymore, because there's all this grooming going on, making them feel like the more extreme acts are normal, and that that's something expected of them.
Hefner was a force throughout his life, continuing to push the norms of sexual liberation and free expression. In 2010, Hefner spoke with my colleague John Donvan to discuss the iconic brand.
Playboy products, that rabbit, that trademark, is famous everywhere. Maybe other people are looking back a little bit too. Maybe they want a little piece of the world that they missed.
You're saying there's a bit of a nostalgia. And what was there then that's not here now?
A little more style, a little more class, a little more romantic connection.
And even as he aged, a near constant stream of women who didn't, on display in the breakout series, The Girls Next Door. One of those stars, Holly Madison.
As a girlfriend, I'm extremely devoted. I love you.
I love you, darling.
Like Sandra 3 decades before her, describes a controlling and traumatic life inside the mansion.
Another thing that reminds me of a cult is how it was so easy to get isolated from the outside world there. You had a 9 o'clock curfew. You were encouraged to not have friends over. You weren't really allowed to leave unless it was like a family holiday.
Was Holly feeling the things that she was feeling? Yes, but that's not Hef's fault. I mean, the rules are what they are, right? Yes, there was a curfew. And yes, the girls had to be in early, but Hef was a jealous guy.
By breaking their silence, these former playmates shedding new light on the complicated founder of an empire built on a fantasy.
I want young girls to know it's not good. It's not good. Stand your ground and respect yourself, and don't let anyone tell you if you love me, you will,
and
you know,
this has been going on. This
because
is not going
if
to
they love
stop
you,
because
they
of
will
Diddy,
not
but you
ask
guys
this.
feel like, well, at least Diddy is off the street, you know.
Secrets of
So,
Playboy
this,
airs
that, and the
Monday
third.
at
Get the
9
hell outta
p.m.
here. It's
on
been going on
A&E.
for a long time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage.
So, I gotta try to. Okay, sorry. I thought I did the commercial first. So yeah, it's really annoying to me that we can't see what the truth is. Okay, here it is. Trump put a disguised face on Montel Williams from when Kamala Harris used to date him back in the days, way before she got married and all that. And he literally put Diddy's face in there. Now, and I'm going to be doing some more on this on Hefner, because I need you to see something. And the fact that this has been going on for so very long, it's unbelievable. He was sex trafficking. He had a lot of drugs. He had a lot of politicians and a lot of people, the same as Diddy. Only difference, and I think that this is why Diddy spoke about it so upfront, because it was allowed. He had the money. A lot of the people have the money, and this is what a lot of people do. They party. Now, I'm going to be doing a series on. It's going to be a short briefing on Hugh Hefner, where Diddy called them. They called them freak offs, and he said it all for years, right? And everybody was with it, and they were pretending like they ain't come. Nobody, everybody had to sign NDAs, even with Hugh Hefner. And allegedly, and it's not alleged, well, it's allegedly that he was homosexual or bisexual. And he had a living boyfriend that was actually that he called Mr. Feelgood. He was the one that gave him his prescriptions and checked them and all this other stuff. He lived there, raised his daughter there. But apparently, this is why Hefner treated women so foul. And there's even I'm gonna do a video, excuse me, on them talking about how he had them females having sex with dogs, even as far as going down and sucking their private parts, and said dogs need that attention too. Hefner didn't even like females at all. He really didn't. Yes, he had sex with them, and they would rotate and carry on. I'm gonna do some more, but I'm just saying, we're all talking about Diddy, and we're all dragging him through stuff. But and my thing is, okay, if there's something that the federal government does have, then okay, whatever. But even people in the federal government, let's be real here, is involved. You know what I'm saying? So Tisa could keep going and keep going and keep going and feel like she put Diddy in. She's not the one who put Diddy in jail. But with us doing all of this, and again, for those who that's said that they was harmed by him or he ruined their careers, it goes back to what he was taught. I'm telling you, Hugh Hefner was doing the same type of foolishness, man. They were sex trafficking little girls, all kind of stuff, so this to me, with him going to jail and this big controversy with everybody being on the internet about P. Diddy, is only a distraction, because this is something that Trump wanted to happen. Okay, and I don't care who don't like what I'm saying. It's the daggone truth. Oh, it's getting late. I will be bringing more videos on the same situation with Hugh Hefner, so you can get a general idea of what it really is like. Like, it's not just him. And yeah, people may be scared of what's on those tapes and what they did. A lot of people that continue to go to those parties, though. What about those people that continue to go? So, I don't know. I just pray for everybody that was affected in any type of way. And that's from the bottom of my heart. But I'm gonna keep it real. I pray for Sean Diddy Combs too. I pray that nobody take his life out in that daggone place, you know, because whoever he pissed off, he pissed him off in a big way. And I do believe that it had something to do with the suing of the liquor company. I do. Because P. Diddy may have been violent as time progressed. He may have it started off being, you know, hostile or whatever, but Puff was introduced to that type of lifestyle. Cameras all over the place, being taped, video recorded. It was happening in Hefner's house too. He never got arrested. He had a whole Playboy a mansion situation going on in Chicago from the first one. So again, we'll be touching on this. Thanks for watching. This is Stacey with Shout It Out. Let's talk about it.